what to say on a listing presentation and exactly what to do. Today I'm going to be going over my listing presentation. Also, if you want to know what these boxes are for and what's inside of them, watch the previous video because it's going to tell you what is inside of these boxes. Just to let you know, I drop off these boxes depending on what the appointment is for before my appointment with a seller because I want to win before I arrive. And the video will tell you what these contents are. Okay, so first of all, I'll do another video which tells you kind of the phone conversation to have it. I'm there, I'm sitting down, I've already greeted the seller. First thing I did was said something nice about them, particularly, right? And complimented something on their home and shook their hands, engaged in conversation. Prior to that appointment, I had already sent a text message, I had called them, and they had watched a 13-minute pre-marketing video before I even got there. Now, the reason this marketing video before the listing appointment is so important is because the marketing video talks about things that most agents aren't talking about. It talks about social media and how we get hundreds of hours of watch time, thousands of engagements, hundreds of thousands of views on all the marketing videos that we do, how we can target buyers both locally and out of the area. It talks about geographic targeting, how we are digital marketing experts and the importance of that and how it will affect how much money they make, how quickly their home sells. It also has information about my team, my designations, and it's basically letting them know what they can expect from me before I get there. This marketing video is so important because it ensures they actually meet with me, especially if they're meeting with multiple people, because this box, all the contents in this box, as well as that marketing video, is helping them understand what the other agents should know or don't know, and also what questions to ask other agents. Okay, so I'm just gonna say the names are S and B, okay, for Sally and Bob. And I'm going to pretend like I'm on the listing appointment and now we are going over the presentation. Now, understand this. Once they watch the video and they got all the contents in the box, I mean, I've rarely even had to do a listing presentation because I won before I even got there. I won before I arrived. And what I would ultimately hear from sellers is, oh my gosh, Krista, nobody else did this. You're the only agent who dropped off all this stuff. We loved your book. We loved your videos. We consumed your seller course and we are all in. I also give them a direct link to a course that I've written for sellers on the steps from selling from A to Z. It's about 45 minutes of content that tells them exactly how to sell, what they need, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is an example of the listing presentation. I'm going to be looking at this while you can see it on the actual screen. And this is what I go over. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we understand how important it is for you to sell your home. It's one of your most important assets. In most cases, we find that it will be the most important thing that you ever do, and it will either make you the most amount of money or you can lose it. So what we do is we understand how important educating ourselves is to what is happening both locally and nationally, so we can properly come up with a great plan together and we can strategically sell your home for the most amount of money with the best terms as well. And so we educate ourselves about what is happening. We will get information from different various sites like Keeping Current Matters, Inman News, Digital Marketing Institute, NAR.org, CoreLogic, Pulsenomics. We get information from there, and then we will change or adapt how our marketing is. Also, we're going to be going over our listing process formula. All the things that we do online, from text messaging, social media, paid ads, printed materials, virtual open houses, 3D tours, professional videography and photography, what smart signage is, how important a website listing is, and how important online and the syndication is. As you can see, according to the National Association of Realtors Home Buyer and Seller Report, 72% of buyers utilize their phone in their home search, okay? Also, 43% of agents used an open house, but only 12% of agents used video in their marketing. Now, what I'm trying to do here is, number one, I'm backing up data. I'm letting them know that 77%, 2% or more buyers use their cell phone. I'm going to show you in a minute why that's important, because I'm now going to show them what I give, how I market their properties so the buyer can access everything they want to right from their cell phone, okay? Also, I'm showing how agents market their home, but how it's completely opposite of how buyers do, right? Agents, 43% of them use the website. Only 8% of people, 12% of agents are using video, right? And because I want to show that what most agents are doing is ineffective and does not work, okay? Also, where buyers purchased the home that they came from, that they actually purchased. This right here, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, as you see, it shows that only 4% of buyers found their home from an open house or from a yard sign. Only 4%. So I find it really interesting why, so many agents are doing open houses, and because buyers are not finding homes that way. But we have found from our extensive research that's the reason why agents are doing things like open houses is because they haven't been taught in this highly comprehensive digital marketing strategy that I'm about to show you right now. We know how important it is to educate ourselves, to stay top of what's happening, and I am an expert digital marketer. I have spent over $1,500,000, that's the true statement, educating myself on marketing strategies to be able to get your home as much exposure as possible. And now, I'm talking to you as an agent now. Right here, it says we don't recommend open houses because they are ineffective. Remember, we said only 4% of homes sell with open houses. If you're doing open houses, don't put that in there. In fact, because of the new changes with NAR, I think it's really important to do open houses because a lot of buyers do not have representation or they haven't signed a buyer agreement. And so now open houses can be very effective, but you need to be honest about that with your seller. Let them know that really buyers are finding their homes online and that the open house really does benefit you more than it does the seller because you can meet neighbors and you can possibly meet buyers. But as you and I both know, and this is what I used to say, is that buyers open houses are your neighbors and they're looky-loo. Typically, if a buyer is a serious buyer, they have been pre-approved in a specific price range and they have an agent that's working with them to show them your home on their time frame. That is why open houses typically are not very effective. And I also let them know out of selling 2,300 homes, I think twice have I ever sold a house during an open house. Okay? Also, how is your potential buyer purchasing? The home search process. Home buyers are split 50% of their search on desktop or laptop, 50% on mobile. So I showed them that 50% of buyers are actually looking from their mobile device, and then I showed them that our signs actually have a textable feature where the buyer can actually receive the entire website, everything on their phone. Then I show them that when a buyer actually texts this number, right? Text our dream home to this number, I actually get a message, I get a text message and I get an email that has the person's phone number on it that says that they are interested in the specific property. Why is this important? Because I want the seller to know that when buyers call, the best person to talk to them is me, because I know more information than anyone else does about their house besides them. So then I show an example of what that looks like, right? And then what I do is I actually grab the seller's phone. I say, do you mind if I show you? I put in the phone number, put in the text feature, and then voila, what pops up? All of the information that I'm going to be able to do for them for their home, okay? So here, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if 50% of buyers are looking for their home online, I know how important it is, and 50% are using their phone, I make sure that the way that buyers are looking is the way I'm marketing your home. As you can see, when I grab their phone, then I show them all of the things that you can see here. I show them how many pictures we're able to do. I show them I'm able to talk about what the schools that are nearby. I show them that I'm able to do a virtual tour of the property. I'm able to do a dollhouse, 360-degree tour. I show them how we have all the video on there, all the pictures, and as much information about their home, the area, the schools, everything with on the phone, the way buyers are looking. Okay. As you can see, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, there's plenty of pictures. As you know, research shows that the more pictures people have, the more that we have for your listing, the more people will look at it. In fact, most people won't even look at a home if there aren't pictures. And we use professional videography, professional photography, because my job is to make sure that your home, they know about it. And the more exposure I can get, the better. I also show them how we optimize the property description to get search engine optimization. So as you'll see, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we have very rich descriptions of your house. With the more description and the more key buzzwords that we're able to do, we get higher SEO, which is search engine optimization, which means that when somebody is actually looking for your home online, your listing is more likely to show up. Also because we utilize video, and we take these videos and we put them on our YouTube channel. We put them on our website. We make a specific landing page for your home. All of that helps Google actually show your home when people are looking, and that's the reason why we do all of that. So then I show them all the different things that the buyer can actually access right on their home, like best places to live in Brentwood, information about, on here we've got the economy, the cost of living, weather and climate, voting, population, tells them everything right from their phone. The sellers are really, really impressed by that. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, believe it or not, we also market your property on Craigslist. So it might seem pretty old school, but you would not believe how many people are, yes, even looking on Craigslist. 58% of buyers, future buyers, are using their smart devices. Again, just showing them why we are making sure that we utilize social media, utilize their phone in the search. More and more eyes and activity are online. So I'm showing them how many people are actually using the internet. Okay. Now, the next thing I go into is I show daily hours on social media. I'm showing how much the average person spends a day or a year on social media. I show them that Facebook is the most widely used platform on social media, 3+ billion monthly users. 37% of the world's population is on there. I show them how organic reach is declining. Look at this. From 2018, it is only 1.52% of organic traffic is being seen. The reason this is important because I show them how I'm able to get hundreds of hours of watch time, thousands of views, because I pay to get exposure. Attention is currency. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, the more eyes I can get on your property, the more better terms, the more money I can get you. So because only 1.52% of traffic is organic, I am going to run paid ad campaigns on social media sites like Google, Facebook, and YouTube to make sure that I am putting your home in front as many prospective buyers and sellers as possible. Also, the more people in the community that I can get to see your home through paid advertisements, people know people. So it might not be the exact person that's looking, but a friend might refer them or a family member. Social media growth from 2017 to 2025. We are showing, again, 4.27 billion people utilize social media. And then we are showing how we prioritize social media and how we maximize social media to be in front of it as many buyers as possible the right way. Here we say that only 16% of agents use social media. We show that we are less than 1% of agents utilize social media the right way. And we are doing that through target marketing, through pixeling, and retargeting. Okay. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we syndicate your listing on thousands and thousands of websites all over the place. A lot of agents are doing open houses. That's them. And we're doing a virtual open house all the time. Your house is out there with the beautiful video on it. Then I show them examples of what the ads look like, and it shows that it's sponsored. Here's a few examples, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, of other campaigns that we have done on social media. Okay. And then I show them the results from our marketing. And as you can see here, it shows that we had 16,000 people reached. We had 603 clicks. We had 7,331 views. Another one reached 132,000 people. We had 468 reactions. We had 79,000 views. This property right here, we reached 92,000 people. We had 41,000 3-second or more views. We had 263 hours of watch time just on this one video. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, go. We can show you the results of Zillow. Zillow often only gets several hundred views, but because we are expert digital marketers, we expose your home. We pay for attention because attention is currency. That's the reason why people during the Super Bowl, Google and homes.com, they spent $7 million for a 30-second commercial because they understand the importance, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, of exposure. And that's what we're going to do for your listing. So again, we're just showing them the results that we're getting. 85,000 people, 317 hours of watch time. We're letting them see. Okay. How do we get those results? We get them through paid target ads. Again, we pay for exposure because organic doesn't work anymore. We're also analyzing where buyers are coming from, and we are marketing and targeting those areas. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we will deliver over 500 to 1,000 just listed cards. Here's some examples of just listed cards so that your neighbors know. People often know people that want to live in your area, so we will be doing a whole campaign to your neighbors, letting your neighbors know that we've listed your home. You would not believe how many referrals come for that. Now, make sure you have examples of just listed cards with you. Make sure you also examples of your flyers that you do. If you have other just listed cards from other homes that have sold in that neighborhood, make sure you bring those so they can see that you've sold other homes in their neighborhood. So you're more of an expert. That's important. We also show them how we do a neighborhood letter. We drop off anywhere from 200 to 300 letters with a QR code that goes directly to their property website. We also utilize the QR code and we digitally market their own personal property website to the neighbors and everywhere else throughout the web. Okay. And we let them know, hey, we noticed that a lot of your neighbors are interested in what's selling and what's buying and what's new. If you want to help market the property for us, We tell them exactly what's going on. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we do 4-page colored brochures, both inside of the home and outside. Remember, we also have the digital flyer that somebody can text. And when they text us, they actually get an example. They get your listing sent right to them, and I get notified so I can call the buyer right away. But of course, we still do normal, regular, 4-page colored brochures, and I will show them examples of that. Okay, so they can actually see examples of it. You also have examples of it in here. So again, they can see what it is, and we show them how we have the text feature on there as well. Okay. Also, we use list reports, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. My job is to get your home in front of like anything and everything a buyer could be looking for. If somebody's interested in the outdoors or golf clubs, list reports gives them that information. I can also take this information, I can use it to market your home in multiple different ways. It also shows them what's nearby, gas stations, schools, coffee, gyms. We're letting them know what is nearby your home. And if you'll notice, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, it says, 123 G Street, your address will be there, and we will show them exactly where everything is in relation to your home. Pro tip, have that already done. Okay. You're going to go to list reports. You're going to put in their address. So they can see that you actually did some homework, and you're using this to also market their home. Also, we're going to let people know about the different restaurants that are here, the school scores, where the schools are, and how close they are. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I know that some people get worried that what if my school scores are low? Here's the deal. You want to educate buyers and let them know that before you go into contract. You don't want to go into contract and then they find out the scores aren't good and then they back out, because whenever you back out or a house has been on the market too long, it can really affect the value of your home. So more information is better. So don't worry about that. Okay. Then we're going to show 72% of realtors report high quality photography helps them win more listings. And I show them examples of the different type of photos that we have. Now, again, I would bring this with you as well, right? You want to show examples. The more you can show and not tell, the better on a listing appointment. Okay. Then we show us versus them. We show how this listing, we took it over, it didn't sell. We took it, we staged it ourselves, and voila, you can see the difference. So show them before and after pictures of other properties that you've done. Show them, again, here's more examples. Show them the difference, like if you have any stats. So for example, I would always ask them, how come you're listing with us? Or how come you're calling us? Oh, my house is on the market for X, Y, and Z. I will go and then research it, right? Anytime you ever take over a listing from somebody else, screenshot the old listing, see how long it was on the market, what it was priced for, it didn't sell. If you take it over and you market it appropriately and you stage it and all of a sudden it sells more quickly for more money or whatever happens, save that information and bring that with you on the listing appointment so you then can show sellers, so you can again show not tell. Okay, lots of examples in here of before and after pictures. Also, we'll be giving you something called the seller success work with seller homework. And this is going to give you, have you tell us anything and everything about your home so I can market it appropriately. So the more information that you give me, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, this is a team effort. We want to work together in this because I want to be able to put all that information on the multiple listing service. Don't use MLS. They don't know those words. I also want to put it all over the internet. I want to put it in the description so I can get higher search engine optimization, higher SEO. And for example, if I market your floors and I say they're hardwood when really they're not hardwood, maybe they're linoleum or maybe they're pergo, that could be a huge potential lawsuit. So I want to make sure that I know anything and everything about your house. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you know more about your house and what you love about it than I do. So the more you give me, the more I can then pass on to the buyer. So we're going to be giving you seller success work, seller homework, where we ask you all the questions about anything and everything about your home. So that's pretty much it. Okay. I will tell you this, people. It should really give you an idea of I'm winning before I arrive. I'm winning before I walk through the front door. I am showing they're getting this box with, the marketing plan, the seller guide, the seller book. They're getting a copy of the actual listing presentation, and I don't even have to go over the listing presentation because they say to me, oh my gosh, nobody else did that. I watched your video. I read the book. I send them a seller course. I watch the seller course. Now I know some of you are thinking, well, Krista, nobody's going to do all that. They're not going to spend 2 hours going through your seller course. They're not going to spend an hour reading your book. Yes, they do. Do you know why? It's one of their most expensive financial investments. They're going to either make or lose more money than anybody else with anything else, and they are obsessed with it. I often hear, Krista, I binged watched you, okay? And the only thing that's coming up is, what do you charge, okay? So when I say X percent or X fee, which is typically higher than most, they say no problem at all, okay? And if they say, well, will you negotiate that? I say, no, we don't. And they say, okay. I don't explain why. My listing presentation, my marketing presentation, my whole, strategic framework and plan that I'm going to put in place to market their property and sell their property. It speaks for itself. So if you'd like to, make sure you watch the video before this, because it will tell you what's inside this box. And if you would like to learn more of these types of strategies coming from somebody who has sold over 2,300 homes, twin different transactions, then click the link, and in the notes there will be a link to a 3-day event where we talk about social media, video, digital marketing, how you can stand out as the go-to community market leader in your area. It's virtual, it's less than a few cups of coffee, and you'll be with me for 5 days going over these types of strategies. Okay, make sure you subscribe. Let me know what else I can create for you, and I will see you next time.
Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.